Hello, and welcome to Metal Toad University. I believe this is number 11, number 10, something like that. Today we are going to talk about content management systems. So actually the biggest content management system right now is WordPress.
Daniel,
Yeah.
is the volume turned down on that? Or is that a playback volume?
That's playback volume, so it doesn't echo. So we're going to get started. Let's see, I wonder if there's a WordPress.org. Usually .com is kind of commercial. .org is like, hey, just download WordPress. Okay, so we're going to go to WordPress.org. We're going to download WordPress 3.5.1. Okay. 2 formats, I don't care, just give me one. I'm just going to do the zip file a little bigger. There we go. All right, so I've opened this folder. Let me know when you guys all get here, just so we're all on the same page. We're all downloading WordPress.
I have it.
You already have it?
Yeah.
Cool. How are you guys doing over there?
What was the name of the database software that you have? I have MAMP too. That's what I was talking about earlier. When I said I had database.
Oh, that's fine. If you want to use MAMP, that's fine. I use SQL Pro to interface with my database. MAMP comes pre-installed with phpMyAdmin, which is simply a web interface, and that's fine too. Okay. You may have to do some translating from what I'm doing and what you're doing, but it's not a big deal. I'll help you out with that. All right, so first things first, I have no idea what to do next. I'm looking on this page, and it says, oh, darn it, famous 5-minute installation. Setting up WordPress for the first time is simple. We've created a handy guide to see you through the installation process. Guides, schmides. There's a README file. And any developer worth their salt will read the README. First things first. All right, famous 5-minute install. Sounds like a restaurant menu item. Okay, we are going to open, unzip the package in an empty directory and upload everything. Okay, so it says go to our folder and hit install.php, which is very similar. WP admin install PHP. Everybody with me?
No.
Where you at?
I am still downloading.
Okay, let me help out here. It's right there.
That is the download thing. I should
No, I'm sorry. Can you go back to your folder now? It's the first folder.
Right. It's right there.
Right there. Okay, so now we're going to go into WP-admin and hit index.php. Oops. Sorry. You have to drag index.php to a browser. Come on, do it.
Didn't it say install PHP?
Yes. I'm sorry, which... Oh, I said index, didn't I? Ha. Okay, we'll go to install. Well, that's weird. Okay, my system is totally not set up to handle PHP through the file system. So I'm going to go configure my Apache to add a host. Users with MAMP will likely want to do the same thing. Dan? Dan?
Yes.
You want to download MAMP too for now.
Man.
Yep. Well, he's downloading MAMP, and you guys are setting up your host in MAMP, which is one of the cool features of MAMP. It's pretty darn quick. I'm going to set up my host here. I always do that. Let's see, I might as well call this WordPress.
Why am I not getting to it? Is it because I tried to go map.org?
I don't know that MAMP lives at MAMP.com. It's MAMP.info. So says Google. And one thing about modifying your Apache configuration is you're always going to have to restart it. And this command is different depending on what operating system you're on. I think for my CentOS virtual server, I have to do sbin/service/-httpd restart, something like that. Anyway, it's different on every machine. Okay. So I should be good to go. Let me see what happens if I go to WordPress. Oop, that's because I have my Apache configuration set to look for things inside of a webroot folder. So I'm actually going to drag this to my sites folder, where it should be in the first place. Go to sites, new folder, webroot. Oops. Select everything, put in a webroot. There we go. What do we get now? All right. There doesn't seem to be a wp-config.php file. I need this before we can get started. This doesn't work for all server setups. Safest way is to manually create the file. I'm actually going to go back to my folder here, or actually my URL. I'm going to go wp-admin/install.php. Didn't like that either, did it? Okay, well, let's create a configuration file. You will need to do these things. Okay. File creation doesn't work for you. Don't worry. Okay, before I continue, where's everybody at? Everybody at this screen?
Yeah.
How are you doing over there?
I'm installing MAMP.
Do you want to move closer over here so I can kind of help you out since you were missing MAMP?
Oh, you're not going to like this. I ran out of disk space.
No, I'm not going to like that. All right, so let's go.
Let's go.
Database name, WordPress. Username, MySQL username is root. And my MySQL password is secret. So secret, I'm not going to enter it in. It's a bad joke. Must not be empty. All right, fine. WP it is. Table prefix must not be empty. Oh, this one. Jeez. What was it before? WP. Okay. Much better. Hey, how's it going, Mark? Just to kind of catch you up, we're doing some WordPress today. So we've downloaded 3 programs now. MAMP, M-A-M-P, which is the MySQL Apache PHP stack for Mac. And we've also downloaded WordPress. So go ahead and download those, unzip them, install them. Let me know when you get there. You might have to just follow along until the break, and then I'll catch you up. All right, so we're gonna hit submit. Can't select database. Does it have permission to use the WordPress database? apparently it wants me to create a WordPress database. So go to your database editor of choice and create a WordPress database. You guys are all over this already, aren't you? All right. Okay, WordPress selected. All right. Let's try that again. All right, Sparky. That's cute. Run the install. I am going to create a blog for myself. Password twice. Habit to hit return after. Allow search engines to index this site. Heck yeah, make me famous. All right, our site has been created. Save that password, log in. Remember me. Boom, site. So now I'm gonna take a couple minutes and just step back and talk a little bit about content management systems and what they do and why you want them. So as you can probably tell from the name, content management systems give your users, or you, if it's you, the ability to add content and customize site and change a lot of the functionality without knowing a lick of code. This is a very big thing if you're like me and coming from the old web development, where your client would call you at 5 o'clock on a Friday and say, hey, could you change the link text of this to say apply here instead of apply now? And you'd have to go in, modify the file, upload it to the server, and all that stuff takes a lot of time when it's a lot easier to just go in and hit edit. So I have not seen this yet, so I'm going to take a quick look. We've got some get started. Wow, customize my site. Write my first blog post. They are really about getting you started. I like this. Let's go customize our site. I like customization. Just another WordPress site. Dan Lynn, home, sample page. Hello world. Want to reply? Who replied to this? One thought on hello world, Mr. WordPress. That's weird. Cool. Recent posts, recent comments, archives, categories, metadata. So this is one reason content management systems are awesome. Programming something like this in PHP takes time. Even if it's simply calling a database and saying posts between this time, that takes time to create that stuff. But this all happens right out of the box. We have search right out of the box. We have navigation out of the box. We've got a blog post and comments enabled on this blog post. We have categories, which taxonomies are a common word for that too. And basically it's just a way to categorize content. But as you move forward and do more complex stuff with content management systems, you can use tags and taxonomies to really create much more robust functionality than just, related. So I am previewing 2012 theme for WordPress is fully responsive, blah, 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 blah. So I don't really want 2012. I kind of want something different because I don't want to be just another WordPress site. So I'm going to go look for a WordPress theme. Free WordPress themes, my favorite. Buttercream, pinboard, patchwork. None of these really say Dan. Montezuma. I'm okay with this one. It's a little different. Let's download that one. These are all kind of boring. Let's go. Let's find some more. Filter. What's a buzzword I want? The best one. Synergy. Oh, no results found. Nobody got that joke. All right. Let's see. Themes. Where is like the next button here? More. Newest themes, recently updated. I like the idea of recently updated. I don't like the idea of most popular. No, I don't want to be popular. I want to be a unique snowflake. Neuro. That's very Portlandish. So I will pass. These are very, very similar for the most part. 1 column, 2 columns, sidebar on the right. All right, well, let's just pick one of these. Okay, black bar with drop downs. I like that. Let's do that one. Oh, it says premium. I don't want premium. I want free. Free? There we go. Not that I don't believe a good theme shouldn't be paid for. In fact, I actually recommend that to some of my freelance clients. I'm just not into paying for stuff that I could build myself if I really had the time to do it. So it's not like this is a commercial site anyway, so I'll just take whatever. Sukilis magazine. I will look just like this magazine. Oops. Sorry, I'm trying to look around your head there. There we go. How you doing over there with your disk space issue?
Making a decision.
Okay, Cyclist magazine. So I imagine there's going to be somewhere in here where I can put themes. Content, themes. Sure, let's do it there. Looks good enough to me. There might be a better place to put this. I know when you're using Drupal, there's a default themes folder, and then there's a themes folder under sites. And the reason it's separated like that is because when you upgrade, there's core themes, and they will upgrade everything in that folder. So if you've made modifications to the default theme folder and you overwrite core, then you're going to lose your theme. So one of the instructions when you're updating is you obviously don't update your sites folder because that's all the site-specific stuff outside of core. I'm not sure how WordPress handles that, but we're just going to move ahead for now. Customize. Let's refresh. I'm previewing. 2012. I would like to change you. Oh, not getting what I want. That's cool. Go to themes. Oh, hey, went right to where I wanted. Activate. Okay, so quick check on homepage, and it looks slightly different. I like it a little better. I'm good with this. So we'll go back to our customize.
That's interesting.
And we'll see what we have the ability to customize. Dan Lynn's rant page. I'm a good typer. Colors. Background color. Most of my stuff is kind of a dark brick red. Let's see what that looks like. Might as well copy that for now. Background image. Don't have one of those for now. Static front page. Do I want a static page or do I want to list my latest blog posts? I'm fine with my latest blog post, so we're going to stick with that. Layout. The default seems to be 2, kind of a golden ratio. big on left, smaller on right. Let's see, 3 columns left, so does that mean the big one's on the left and 2 more to the right? Big stuff on the right, 2 columns. I think I'm gonna go with the 3 column center because this is too big of a space for me. I'm not a fan of the line length on this. This is something that's has been discussed since printing started, but there's a certain amount of text that you want on one line before it gets too hard to track from this line to the start of the next line. So I'm gonna go with 3 columns in the center, and I'm fine with the right side being blank for now. So we'll take a look at our footer. HTML, I'm disappointed to see this. That's okay. Copyright the year, site link. Heck no, you don't get any credit, WordPress. I take the powered by Drupal off too. Oh, that's handy, I like it. All right, I'm gonna save and publish. Close this. Bam. Look at that. That's a beautiful WordPress site. So now we can, to add content, it's as simple as new post. So we'll do a new post. This is coming straight from the class. Real time. This is content. I need some content. All right, we'll go get some gangsta ipsum. Everybody familiar with lorem ipsum? I don't care, I'm going to tell you about it anyway. Lorem ipsum is Latin, and it's used to use as placeholder content. Oftentimes, early in my career, we would come up with dummy content. You know, sometimes I'd use song lyrics, sometimes I'd use passages from a book, whatever. And you'd show the site to the client, and they'd instantly zero in. You're trying to show them what the site looks like, how it works, and they instantly zero in and go, "Castle's made of sand. What is this all about? I have no idea what this is." And so it got to the point where instead of actually using real words, people would use a common passage. It's such a commonly used passage that I have a shortcut in. Actually, I believe we all do in Sublime. That just, you know, you type lorem, hit tab, and it gives you lorem ipsum dolor submit consecutor ips delete. That's as far as I know. There are many variations on this. I would encourage you to use stuff like, you know, for shizzle, apodizzle, ilizzle, nulum shizzle. Or one of my other favorites is bacon ipsum. It's all just words about pork. So feel free to look around and find what you like. That's a pretty lame link, so I'm going to change this to real time. Thought I was going to. Default day and name. Oh, okay, permalink settings, common settings. This is good. So we're setting what our URL, what our scheme's going to be. You know, a lot of people like the date, so they can, you know, kind of do easy date sorting. Personally, I like post name. I like the name to be in the link. So I don't really care about any of this yet since I don't even have any categories. All right, post name, save changes. Now back to where I was going. That wasn't. Okay, SEO. To be real, meta words or meta keywords are frankly not used by Google anymore, so I'm not sure why they're here, but that's cool. Oh my goodness. There we go. Meta keywords. First, Gangsta Ipsum. And it looks like we have some formatting over here. This is interesting. Looks like we can format it as a standard post, or it can be an aside. I wonder what happens if I just switch this right now. Nothing. Okay, that was handy. This is not doing anything. Okay, well, I'm sure there's something that this wants to do that I'm not seeing. But for now, I'm going to leave it as standard. So we have status as draft. We're going to go ahead and save as draft now. Make sure it's all looking good before I publish this to the world. And a featured image. I like the idea of that. Let's see. Not finding the one I want. That's okay. Let's just find a picture. FPO. I'm sure we'll take this picture of the Sandman. That did not seem to work. We'll try that again. A lot of DC stuff on here, so we'll look for a picture of Batman for now. I'm sure I have some Batmans in here. Okay, what size is this? I need something fairly big. You're not gonna tell me, huh? That's small. Oh, perfect. All right, images uploaded to this post. Cool. So media library would be if you'd already uploaded images. There's obviously no point in doing it again. So title, Joker, caption, alt text. Alt text is what is often displayed to screen readers, so definitely important to use that. Title is often used as a tooltip. So let's change it to get your finger off me. Description, layout. That's interesting. So we're gonna set the featured image. Okay. Style sheet looks like you can control your own style sheets per page, which is interesting. No templates exist. I wonder if there's a way to create templates through the interface. We'll look at that. And uncategorize. So let's add a new category and CS. I'll steal our tags from over here. I think the only real thing that qualifies as a tag is Gangsta and Ipsum. And maybe Gangsta Ipsum as one. Okay. So I think this is ready to go, but let's preview first. This is another good thing about content management systems. You get to see what it looks like before you publish. So one thing I'm noticing is there's no featured image. Kind of wondering where that went. Let's look closer, I guess. Hopefully you see already in the first 20 minutes of class that we have a functional site. Now, it doesn't look very fancy. We haven't done any design. We haven't done any styling. It's fairly, fairly simple. Doesn't have a whole lot of functionality. But these are all things we can expand upon now. Most content management systems have a theory of plugins or modules. Let's see if there's any modules that I want. I don't want to search. I want to browse. popular. I will take popular functionality. Yeah, question?
This happening locally?
This is all happening locally right now. We haven't moved anything to a server. Google Analytics, don't really care for now. Contact Form 7, Jetpack, Supercharges, Awesome Cloud. That seems weird. Anybody have any functionality they recommend? Ultimate Tiny MC is for WYSIWYG editing. Facebook, cool, we'll do that. Oops, I can probably just hit install now. Boom. That's a nice experience. All right, I'm going to edit. I'm not going to edit the code though, my bad. That seems strange to me that they allow the editing of the code right in there. Oh, okay, warning, making changes to active plugins not recommended. If it causes a fatal error, it'll automatically be deactivated. That's pretty cool. But I mean, the bigger problem is if you edit this and then they release an update to it, whatever you edited goes away. So again, not exactly sure how that's handled in Facebook. Without knowing much more about how it handles its plugins, I would likely create a new plugin and modify that from the base. Then at least when you did a update to the original, you could do a diff with yours and see where the changes are. All right, so we'll go into settings for Facebook. App ID, app secret. Totally not what I wanted. Like button. Show on everything. Even attachments. Before and after the post. Send button. Sure, why not? Standard, button count, box count. I'm kind of self-conscious about the counts since there won't be a whole lot. Show faces of the viewer's friends who have already liked the URL. Yeah, sure, why not? Not sure what width is going to do yet. Action like or recommend. I'll do like. And the font, a Lucida Grand guy. Oh, I'm not even familiar with this one. Gotta take a look at that. I like the dark. Settings saved. Go home. Interesting. We've got some WordPress blah 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 going on. I just need to go home. There we go. Kind of interesting that I'm not seeing my my things here. This could be symptomatic of the theme, actually. I'm going to go back and switch my theme. I know we can do it. There we go. Themes. I'm going to switch it back to 2012 to see if those things show up. That will pretty much automatically show me that, you know, the theme didn't account for stuff. Otherwise, it looks like sample page. Where's my content? Let's go back here. Okay. Go to dashboard. Is there some content? One post. What happened to my thing? Oh, here we go. We didn't save it. My bad. Publish it. Okay. Now let's see how this looks. View post. All right, we've got our featured image. We do not have our like buttons, however, so we may have to take a look at that. Let's go back to our plugins, installed plugins, settings, like button, nothing saved. Okay, maybe I forgot to hit a save button. It happens. Send standard, show pictures, like, say go dark. Wait a minute, I know I saved this. We'll have to see what's going on with that. Send button settings. We'll go ahead and click all these. Before and after font. Might as well choose the same one. Keep it dark. Save the changes. Follow button. Weird. I don't know what follow in Facebook means. I'm gonna skip this. Alright, so hopefully go back here. Okay, we are actually on the home page now, right? Nope, this is the page. Oh, and there's our buttons. Okay, cool. Not sure why that didn't show up at first, but I'm sure there's a reason that I don't know. So there you go. We just created a page. If we go back to our home page, somewhere, home, really home. There we go. If we go back to our home page, it shows our first post along with our second post. Normally, I would think you would be able to edit this post so that we can show a little less as a preview. We'll see what I can do here. Edit post. Interesting. Well, you know, that's something I actually want. So, oh wait, what's this button here? More tag. Yep, that's what I needed. So right here, I'm gonna add a more. So I think in theory, if I save this now, it will cut the content off on the home page. Maybe, maybe, maybe. All right, continue reading. And now we have, you know, our hello world stuff that I'll probably delete. So we essentially created our blog site in, I don't know, half an hour. It probably is going to take you guys more time to install WordPress and set up a database than it will to actually create it. I mean, you saw how easy it was to do. So let's go ahead and put this up live. First of all, let me check what I have on my site now. It's probably horrible. I never work on my own stuff. Oh, cool. It's just a link to Backflip Digital, my freelance name, which is just a sample of a theme I did for Drupal. So this will be easy to do. We're going to SSH. We're going to CD to our sites. Oh, wait, I think I just have them under www. Okay, and there we've got, I'm looking for www.danlin or just danlin.com. Okay. You'll notice if I CD into danlin, CD into danlin.com, list things out. There's one folder. If I go make directory bu backup, what? Now there's that in there. Now if I go back up, list these again, you'll see I have Backflip Digital in there. If I go to CD Backflip Digital and list that, you'll see that I now have backup here too. And that's because this one in pink, danlin.com, is simply a symbolic link to the actual folder. And that's actually something we missed on the last part of the class last week when we published that site. I needed to add, we had bbb.danlin.com. I needed to add beaconbrook.com and Backflip Digital, or www.beaconbrook.com. All right. Interestingly enough, it appears that my Backflip Digital one is actually a link to this one. Okay, well, we're going to rename that then. And we rename it just by moving it. going to call it backflip. Cannot stat, oops. That was one directory too low. So I moved up one, move it. I'm going to remove the existing links. I think. Okay, yeah. So this will show you that these are actual links to there. You'll see this one is now in red because that doesn't exist anymore. So right now, at this moment in time, if we go to Backflip Digital, come on, I've never been to my own site. All right, we go there, not found. So I need to fix that. So we need to create a link, and we're creating a strong link. Unfortunately, I can't tell you the difference between a regular link and a strong link. Just know that you should use this. And I believe, unlike rsync, where it's source and destination, this one is real and link. So the real one is BF, and the link is going to be, oops, Backflip Digital. So now if I look at that, I have Backflip Digital now pointing to BF. So hopefully if I did it right, my site's back. All right, so now I just have to change that other link, remove it, recreate it. All right, just make sure that works too. There we go. All right, so I haven't broken my existing site. That's always good. Now if I go to danlin.com though, there's not going to be anything there. That's fine. That's what we expected. So now we'll create make directory danlin.com. All right, and we will create one symbolic link to danlin.com from www.danlin.com. And I need to have both those links in here because of the way my Apache is set up and my virtual directories are set up. Your results may vary. So now I'm going to exit out of the server for now. I'm going to cd into sites. List these. We called that WordPress, right? I'm going to go ahead and rsync-avz. So it's source and destination. So we're going to do WordPress, everything under there, to 173.0.60.36 colon var www danlin.com. Oh, I missed one step. I'm just going to open a new tab here. Because of my Apache config, I need to create an HTML folder. There we go. Go back to our other tab, and I want to dump that all in HTML. All right. Make sure when you're working with these, from what I understand, my experience, I'm sure I should probably look this up and know for real one of these days, but if you do just WordPress without the slash, it will copy the actual folder up. If you do WordPress slash, I believe it will copy just the contents. We'll find out soon enough.
generally most WordPress sites just left on WordPress or published to a WordPress server?
Published to a WordPress server? Are they generally left on WordPress? Are you asking if there's a product that's created from WordPress that you then publish? The answer is no. You are creating a system, and that system's going to live on your server just like it does locally. So once I move this up, it's not going to do me much good to make configuration changes on my local machine, because my local machine is pointing at my local database. And unless I replace the entire database, not going to be much use there. So we're just kind of waiting for this. Since I'm uploading now, we might as well take our break now, and I'll try to get you guys caught up, and then we'll talk about next steps. Might be a short class today since WordPress was really easy to install. All right, we'll be back. We're back. Over the break, we kind of got everybody up to speed, made sure everybody was able to do stuff. And then I went to my site here and got an interesting page. So I gotta go onto my server and see what the heck I did. That connection's dead. And I was actually, it's funny, I wanted to install WordPress and kind of work through the pain with you guys, but there really was no pain. So in a way, I'm kind of happy that something screwed up so we can troubleshoot something. That's taking an interesting amount of time. Huh. All right, what do we got going down here? This format's a little hard to read. Let's look at it like this. Okay, so where's danlin.com? Right there. So that exists. www.exists. All right, let's cd into danlin. Oh, so what I did is I uploaded my web root folder to my HTML folder. So really, I uploaded it to I uploaded too much to my HTML folder. So let's see, cd web root. Let's see if I can do this. Move dot stands for everything under here up one level. Device or resource busy. It does not like that. Let me see. What should we do here? I know in the past when I've been in a crunch, I've actually gone through and moved stuff individually. I'm not really looking to do that. Well, let's try this. Move WP star up. Oh, that's not too bad at all. All right. So I just moved everything with the WordPress prefix, and then I used a star as a wildcard, and I moved everything up. So one thing I will say about WordPress is that being the biggest dog on the block means that you're the biggest target. So I've heard of a lot of WordPress sites getting hacked because, you know, they basically just didn't update their site in time. So that can definitely be a problem. What's going on here? Not found. Oh, because it's not there. Admin install.php. Error. Oh, you know one thing I need to do? Wait. I need to get rid of my configuration file and have it rebuild it. Either that, or I need to figure out a way to copy my database back up to MySQL. That's if I can remember my MySQL password offhand. This command is saying MySQL. -u means user, and there's no space, it's root. And -p means prompt me for a password. Come on, big money, no whammies. All right. So MySQL is working here. I am going to go to my local WordPress thing. I'm wondering, is WordPress actually connecting with root? I wouldn't be shocked. Oh, it totally is. How lame. Well, I suppose I could just type my password into here and let you all see my MySQL production password. Or I could not do that. Let's see what happens if I start to type here. Yeah, I was afraid of that. Okay. How am I going to do this? I think what I'm going to do is just create a new one live. So I'm going to remove wp-admin. No, wait, I'm sorry. It was at the root, wasn't. Oh, that's right. I'm in my empty web root folder. Big deal. I'm a little weary about this. I'm always worried about removing stuff I'm not sure about, so I'm actually going to move it and rename it. All right. So now that I've removed it, it should not be able to find it, and it should say, I can't find a config file. Sure, go ahead and create it. Sure, do that. What? Can't believe it has me transmit my password in real time with no security. I'm a little weirded out by that. So let's have a little discussion about MySQL permissions. So I'm going to have to do this through the command line. So I'm going to have to work up some instructions here. But essentially what we're going to do is we are going to create a new user, and we're going to grant permissions to only the WordPress database. That way I don't give a crap if you guys see what password I use. Or all you people watching on the internet. I know there's a lot of you. Okay, so first things first, we got to get into MySQL again. Oh, I typed typed that wrong. Oh, I didn't. We're going to create database WordPress. Oops, always got to end with semicolons. Oh, apparently you have to spell stuff right too. Computers are picky. All right, query OK. Boom. So I've created my database. How to create a new user. I'm totally gonna have to change this later. Last thing I need is a hacked WordPress site on my server. Create new user. WP. Identified by, doesn't really matter, password will work since this is not secret whatsoever. Okay, so I've created the user, but by default that user has no permissions. Ooh, I do not want to grant all privileges. You must be out of your mind. Okay, we'll do this one. I should just have an example of that. Whatever. We're going to copy this over. Take a look at it here. And everything in brackets obviously needs to be fixed. SQL is a really, really fun language. And one reason I say that is it's very, very natural language. Privileges. Fuck, I don't know how to spell this. Oops, I just cussed on the internet. All right, copy. That reminds me of one of my favorite XKCD comics. XKCD is a, oh, what's all that about? That's interesting. Okay, not sure what's going on there. I'm just gonna abort that, get into MySQL again. XKCD is a online comic. It's all stick figures. It's all pretty geeky. But one of my favorite ones says, the wife comes out and says, "Honey, are you coming to bed?" And he says, "No, I can't. Somebody's wrong on the internet." Grant privileges. I think it's just database name next, right? Oh, on WP 2, right? 2 username. Oh wait, our database name is WordPress. Yeah, good call. P at localhost. Boy, what am I worried about? This user can only connect from the local host, which unfortunately means through any web browser that connects to my server. Don't be fooled. No database selected. Let's use MySQL, because I think that's where we do that, right? Ta-da! Okay. Hopefully I did this right. We'll try our WordPress thingamajigger here. Our name is WP, password is password, localhost WP. Boom. Which means my username and password is okay, but not able to select the WordPress database. Does it have permission to the WordPress database? Yes, on some systems, so it would be no. Okay, so let's go show databases. Always forget that semicolon. There's WordPress. Grant all privileges on WordPress to WP at localhost. Query OK, but 0 rows affected. Huh. Seems weird that it would be like that. Let's go back to our instructions here. I glossed over something. Make a user, grant all privileges to blah, blah, blah. Flush privileges. I always forget that. MySQL, you have to tell it hey, reload yourself. In theory, it still says 0 rows affected when I granted all permissions, but I'm going to assume that's okay.
Those are like system tables that are
Yeah,
updated.
should be, in theory. All right, try again, WordPress. Ah! Okay. Show users. Show. I think I actually have to look at the table. I'm going to try running my grant. All privileges on WordPress to WP. Man, that looks pretty straightforward. Use information schema. I know that's another. Unknown table. Oh, but this error did give me my problem. My problem is it's saying unknown table. So when I was back in that other, was it MySQL? It applied it to some sort of table, which is kind of weird. I'm not sure why there's a WordPress table in MySQL. But let's go WordPress.star. Still 0 rows affected. Kind of weirded out by that. Let's flush privileges, see if it works. Promising! Sorry, but I can't. You must create it manually. So the reason it can't do that is because I don't let random web servers write files to my stuff. We are going to move the WordPress.config backup that I created. We'll just, WordPress. WordPress-admin. What? Oh, that is not under the admin, is it? The heck am I at here? It's right there. Move config.php backup. Cool. So I'm just renaming it back. This is our backup. Now I'm going to edit it with Vim. All right. And let's see. I'll just go ahead and delete. You know, I know it just really needs this stuff. I'm not going to do all of it. These are the only two things that are different here. Shortcut is DD to delete a line. I to insert. Command V to paste. Return to keep the formatting consistent. And then I did a colon to give it a command. I did W for write, Q for quit, exclamation point for do it. Okay, now we're going to run the install. We're successful. I'm going to actually use a different one here. Cool. Success. Sweet. Now we're back. And it's going to be relatively easy for me to customize my stuff since I didn't really do a whole lot. But there we go. Now we are live with our WordPress site. I'm a little weirded out about having WordPress. No, come on. Think harder. There you go. So I just had to refresh that page. It was cached. So just another WordPress site. I'm going to leave this as is for now because I really don't care who goes to my personal site. I haven't blogged in a while. Yes.
What happened to the other one you did?
The question was, what happened to the other one I did? It's right here. So, little pop quiz. Can anybody tell me why this one looks like this and this looks like this? Correct. The correct answer was database, marked for 1,000. The database was not transferred from my machine locally to the WordPress site. There's possible we may have tools to help us. In fact, I saw a little thing called tools. A little tool called export. Interesting. Export all content. Download the export file. It is type of file can harm my computer. I know what it is. It's XML. Okay. Oops, it was not zipped. I did not need to do that.
Your schema's all in there.
Yep, this contains all my content and my schema and everything. So now I'm going to grab this file, danlin039. I'm going to go back to my local host. This one is my server. This one is my local.
Do you import it through actual web portal kind of thing?
Yep. In fact, yeah, you're right. I don't even need to upload it, do I? I just go here. Go to tools, import. Wow, that's interesting. Well, I do not have that yet, so we're gonna go back to our local box because I don't have FTP set up on my server. So we're gonna go here, go to import, WordPress, install the sucker here. Not been tested with my current version of WordPress. That's the most ridiculous thing I've seen all day. Activate plugin, run importer. Sweet. Okay, so now that's good to go. I'm going to go back here and dump my stuff up there. But I'm going to remember to put it in the right place. You know, actually, I'm going to be a little more selective with what I take this time. I need another tab to take a look at what I'm looking at here. CD, sites, WordPress, webroot, WP admin. Nope, not what I'm looking for. Let's try WP content. That's what we're looking for, I think. Plugins, LS, Facebook, hello, WordPress importer. All right. So I'm just gonna grab this path here. Go back to this one. Just gotta make sure I put it in the right place. Keep in mind that the command line can be very, very powerful, and with great power oh, that's interesting. I'm hitting tab and I forgot I was looking at a server path. It's actually SSH into my server getting the directory information and coming back to autocomplete it. So and now I've confused it, so we'll just wait a minute till it catches up.
How do you know it's thinking?
Because it's not doing anything. That's the main clue. Yep, waiting. So realistically, I probably shouldn't have tabbed there. I'm sure my server's like freaking out with all these root connections going on. Okay, we're just gonna wait for it to catch up again. This is one thing about web development. Sometimes you wait. So it doesn't sound like anybody has a whole lot of questions. Let's talk about what we want to do for the next class. We can move ahead and just start looking into Drupal, which is in my opinion, a little more robust content management system. Or we can try to do some WordPress theming, and I'm open to that too. I actually have some WordPress friends who might be willing to come in and talk about WordPress theming.
I've been into talking about WordPress theming.
You'd be into talking about it? Sweet.
Or not me talking about it, but
Okay, so
other people talk about it.
okay. So we'll do WordPress theming next week. It's possible I may cancel next week if I can't get a speaker in, because I don't necessarily have the time to brush up on WordPress theming before next class. So if I can't get a guest speaker in, it's possible I'll cancel. I suppose if I can't get a guest speaker in at all, it's possible I might just move on to Drupal or do some like silly half-assed, like we did today, attempt at doing something I've never done before, which I'm okay with too. Okay, got tired of waiting for that, so cd into sites here. Plugins. All right, this looks good. I'm gonna hit return. Of course, now my server's just like freaking out. Hopefully it accepts the connection okay. Let's see. That's has still not returned. Oh well.
Can you kill the other sessions?
Oh, all done. Yeah, now that I know it worked and all that, I'm just gonna kill it. Stop. Cool. That's a command period if you're following along at home. Okay, our plugin is in.
Stops it?
I'm sorry?
Command period?
Command period stops a process, yes.
How is that always Control C? Like, is that something for Mac or is that something?
You know what? Control C is the proper way to kill in Linux. I think you're right there. Command period is, I think it is an old Mac.
Okay.
Old Mac thing that's just kind of been around forever. So, okay, we're gonna go to our tools now. We're gonna go to import WordPress. Come on, you're already there. I shouldn't have to install you, WordPress. Available tools. Press this is a bumper. Let's me grab bits of the web. I don't want to do that. Let's go to plugins, install plugins. That's interesting and not good really that there's two being listed here. So let's activate them. Did absolutely nothing. Okay, that's cool. Maybe there's a cache clear I need to do. Huh. General settings. Not really what I was looking for. Alright. Google to the rescue. WordPress plugin duplicated. Oh, come on. Am I the first guy this has ever happened to? New WordPress plugin. Not showing up. There we go. Posted 4 years ago. I'm sure this will be relevant. Anyone advise file permissions? Also, plugin name. Huh. Maybe I need to read the managing plugins. Finding plugins, quarterly updates, plugins, add new, search. How interesting. Does it insist that I use? Oh, here we go. Manual plugin installation. This is what we want. Does not permit automatic installing. Artificial plugin directory. Back up your site completely before proceeding. Psh. Read through the README file thoroughly. Plugin screen, finally new later. Okay, that's what I did. Totally didn't work. Thanks for nothing, WordPress. Thanks, Obama. Okay. What we got here? You know what? Let's make sure we're on our remote server here. cdwp.content, I believe is where it's at. You have no idea where you are right now. That's the right place. List should be WP content. Huh. I done got my my rsync link wrong. So move the word. That explains why that one was duplicated. Move the WordPress importer up one level. ls cd up one. We're still in plugins. I'm gonna remove and use the recursive flag. It's R. Recursive means it will go in and delete everything out of the directory before deleting it, because you can't delete a non-empty directory. Oh, all right. Okay, now let's go back to our tools. Let's go back to import, maybe? Maybe you'll wanna just, all right. Choose file, go to downloads. There's a danlin file in here. I should clean this folder out. Upload file and import. Ah, could not be moved to blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I got to grant permissions on the uploads folder. Obviously, that is one area I'll allow people to do stuff in. Come on. type for a living. Okay. Here's where we are going to mod. You know what? I'm not sure what permissions this requires, so I'm just gonna go ask. WordPress upload folder permissions. I am aware of how that works. Oh, hey, this is a pretty good explanation on permission modes. So let's go ahead and talk about this. 855. Permission modes are usually described in 3-letter sequences. There are ways to use letters too, but I'll talk about that in a minute. So the user has read, write, and execute permissions. That's 4 plus 2 plus 2. So the first letters, or the first digit is 8. The group that the user belongs to only has permission to read and execute 4, 0, and 1. That equals 5. The reason we would want the group to be able to read and execute, but not write, is the Apache group. You would want the Apache process to be able to read everything in your directories and execute everything in your directories, but you don't want the Apache process to be able to write things. Otherwise, people would be hijacking your website left and right. World, same thing. Yes?
I'm not understanding why r equals 4.
You don't necessarily need to know why r equals 4. This is just kind of an explanation. This is probably one of the best graphical explanations I've seen of it, and I still don't care. I don't care what they add up to. I just need to know what the code is. So, example permission modes. So some that I use a lot are not listed there. So here we have, permissions more set permissively default. Here I just gotta, all right, well, I'm getting sick of looking at this. So we need to look at, I'm assuming they want 755 or maybe 775. We'll find out. Upload. Yep, 755. That's essentially me as the owner. I have full permission to read, write, and execute in there. The web server and everybody else only has permissions to read and execute.
What does execute mean?
The question was, what does execute mean? I'm sorry, execute means to run a program. You can write a file, you can read a file, and you can run a file. I always get my flags in the wrong place here. There we go. All right. One more time. WordPress. Choose it. Do's it. Oh, come on. Okay, so let's go back here. We do an ls-al. It will show us the file permissions on uploads. Huh. Oh, did it say 755? Seems strange. That means the group would only be able to read. Right? No? Right? They should. might as well grant it there too. Actually, could already have it. Let's take a look. Where was that? Under admin?
The WP content / cache.
I wonder if that actually needs some sort of caching plugin before it would apply that. Now, why would it not be able to write to there? Okay, these are dates apparently. Okay, there are, so it's able to write my JPEGs just fine. So I wonder what could be happening here. Sorry, just taking a look at this. Reading it. All right. Not the authors. Do. So, this should be working. So it said it couldn't move it to 03, which is kind of weird. It appears to have the correct permissions. Oh, you know what? It's owned by me and me. I wonder if that has something to do with it. What I'm going to do is go back and look at some of the configurations I have on other sites. Always reuse code. Let's go to Backflip Digital. Ouch. Nobody saw that. Ah, owned by Apache. That's what I thought. Okay. So, we need to change the owner. And this is all stuff you will struggle with mightily your first time around, but, or, 13 years later, like me. So this time, instead of chmod, we're going to do chown. Change owner to Apache uploads. Oh yeah, make me a sandwich. All right, it's totally gonna work this time.
Couldn't have worked before, right?
There was a flash of my mullet picture up there. It was funny. Oh, come on. Okay, so I think I know what I did. Is I only changed the owner of the uploads folder. I did not change it recursively. WordPress, don't make me look bad. Don't make me look worse. Ha! Download and import file attachments. Hells yeah. All done. Have fun. Oh, where's our content? Oh, there's our content. It's out of whack though, isn't it? There's no featured image. Okay, well, I'm blaming that on the other stuff. It also didn't change this stuff. Bummer. Oh well. Anyway, I think it's possible. We'll leave it at that. It did at least migrate my content. So it's possible it will only migrate content and not necessarily configuration, which, you know, whatever. That's a problem on the Drupal side too. So there you go. We have a site up in real time. And it's 8 o'clock on the dot. So I'm going to wrap up. Thanks everybody for coming. We'll hopefully talk about WordPress theming next week.